Yeah, see, I was actually back that time. Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, I didn't know I could do that. Oh, that's massively convenient. Wait, why is it... Sorry about that desktop audio. Every time I restart the OBS. I'm just running under the assumption that you guys would probably rather see me play any video game than look annoyed at a computer. I think we reached the goal a bit earlier today. Personally, I'm a bit of a pessimist, and I assumed that this entire thing would go and we would not make money because Cole and Gary are famous. We're not famous. But... oh yeah, if we were under the goal right now and this were happening, I would be flipping out in a, I'm sure, incredibly comical way. Oh, I guess maybe the save got corrupted. What did I do now? Oh, I don't want to see the damn credits. Okay, new game. And wait, why is this even running? Wait, what is up with this? Oh, dearie me. Now this is what I call a sunless sea. Get it? Because it is so entirely dark and not what should be happening. God, I really love this game. I would wish it would. Well, it's all my fault. Well, it's okay. Okay, don't just anything but troubleshooting. Okay, so what we're going to do is why would it be doing that? Now, if I just go over here, what happens? That doesn't seem normal. Why is it capturing that window? No? What? Oh, Steam update. Multi-adapter. Title. That's weird. Maybe if I... Now, the hilarious thing about the Fates is actually the last time it crashed, I was right about to land on an island with a manifestation of the triple goddess on it. The fascinating and enigmatic sisters of Hunter's Point. Yeah, would have been fun. I just want a damn game to run any game. Like, I know when I'm watching a video game stream, it's like, just play a frickin' video game already. Maybe, okay, window capture. No, that is wrong. Does it preview? Okay, new, yeah, hello? Okay, wait, that's the wrong scene. Frickin'. Yes, Sunless Sea has a backstory. Basically, I went over this earlier in the stream, but... Well... Obviously I did, but I don't think I did a good job. And obviously... Yeah, I knew I was the black screen. Yes, okay. Basic story of, backstory to, Sunless Sea is there's a mysterious entity of some kind, entity or organization, whatever you want to call it, known as the Bazaar, which trades in secrets, love stories, and, you know, other cool, evocative, emotional stuff. And for whatever reason, the bazaar needs to be hosted by a city. So throughout human history, they brought 5 cities underground, of which London is the 5th. Basically, Victorian London was taken somehow underground, was swallowed up by the earth, basically, and found itself in this giant, endless underground sea. There's actually a lot of background story, and it's really good. Lots of cool mysteries with surprisingly good answers to them. Answers that, are satisfying, but also make you wonder even more about the other mysteries. Let me just try this. Sunless Sea is actually a spin-off game from the browser game Fallen London, which plays very much like one of those pretty standard, you have stats, you have a certain number of actions that refresh over a certain amount of time, kind of skeezy free-to-play browser games. But the difference, of course, is that Fallen London is quite well written, and you're playing it to get at the writing rather than just to make numbers go up. So it's significantly less gross. It's actually pretty rewarding. And, it's made in such a way to encourage role-playing and all that. My friend told me that Sunless is really cool, like, last year, and I bought a copy. And then, sometime in the fall, I just got really sucked into it at a certain point. Oh, okay, we're getting a window. Right, refresh the cache. And... just leave the video settings. And continue. So the RNG in Sunless Sea is pretty much, your chances of succeeding at a given action are based on essentially a die roll, which is based on a stat. Thanks, DuckFeed TV. Oh, Gary. You're not missing anything, Gary. You're so not missing anything. The central kind of roguelike-y RNG element of the game is, oh my god, black screen. Yeah, much like a roguelike, the screen is completely black. Okay, I'm just gonna fuck with this and see if anything happens. Still no. Alright. You know what? Fuck it. It's actually, I don't know how much less interesting it is to watch me sail a boat around Sunless Sea and talk about it than it is to watch me try to get Sunless Sea to run and talk about it, because I have a lot to say. Yeah, so basically what I was saying was that it took me a long-ass time to, oh, there's an idea. Okay, I'm going to try something crazy here, folks. I am going to try streaming Sunless Sea from my Apple laptop to my Windows machine through the Steam in-home streaming, and then try to capture that, see if that works. That is insane, but, well, insanity is the name of the apple. Okay, but, yeah. Let's just see if I can... Yeah, but okay. So the random element of Sunless Sea that really kind of dominates the gameplay the most is the randomization of the map. Certain islands are always going to be near other islands, just because it makes sense geographically, like in terms of culture and like, oh hey, this island is an offshoot of the people from this island. So they're always going to be kind of near each other, but kind of where these groups of islands are placed varies pretty widely from game to game. And the strategies that you take to earn money are going to be different simply because the longer you're out at sea in the game, the higher your terror stat raises, or you get more terror points. And if you get 100 terror points, you go insane and your crew murders you. And that's really bad. It's the game over. I mean, a sea monster can kill you, obviously, but that's the crew growing insane is the one that'll get you on a game that's otherwise going well, until you learn your way about not making everyone go crazy. But part of the fun, of course, is everyone going crazy at first. Man, this is so ridiculous. I guess, this is accurate to the experience of playing video games on a computer. A lot of the time is spent just making them work. Yeah, I'm not spoiling it. I'm trying not to spoil anything. But yeah, no, Sunless Sea, it looks good because it's the game where you try to get Sunless Sea to run. Woo! Okay. All right, let's see if that stream goes now. Okay, please follow the Steam prompt on the remote computer. Additional driver update. Okay. Okay. What's going on? Donations. Oh, damn it. How do I... Was there a pop-up on the screen? I'm just curious if that worked. Should not be excited about that. We should be excited about that. Donation good. $5. Nice. I'm going to assume that wasn't because of me, because I've played about... Well, actually, I haven't done anything in the damn game yet, and I've been streaming for 3 hours now, which is hilarious. Well, at this point, this might just become a gimmick. Because I've always felt like you don't actually need to be playing a video game to be talking about it. I mean, it would be nice to see the game. Well, okay, you know what? Fuck it. There's a thing I can do that will work. I thought this would be boring when the idea first occurred to me, but obviously I'm still going to try to get Sunless Sea working in the background, but this is an actual thing I can do. I'm going to stream the Fallen London browser game. Because I know I can make that work. So, we're just going to capture window. Okay. And let's just see. Ugh, God. I wish I had time to organize the stuff in this window. So yeah, this is just gonna be the backup thing I'm gonna do. So yeah, why don't I start by just giving you guys a tour of my main character. Ow, my foot. Sorry, sat on my foot. Okay. Maybe later we'll just move on to my favorite not a game computer game, which is Googling words that I've made up. Oh, duh. I can't keep up with the chat while that window's open if I'm doing the window. Okay. Yes, and indeed. Donations are good. So did the donation pop-up happen on my thing? I'm just curious if it did, because no good reason. Okay. Now, my mouse pad is falling. Yeah. Okay, so this is my character in Fallen London, Crow Saint Sebastian. Yep, that is the name I made up. I live inside of a giant snail shell, and I have a mystic raven advisor, the sound of whose voice provokes images in the fire, and sometimes those images are true. Okay. So yeah, I'm just really trying to give you guys a sense of how the browser game works. Hint, hint, it works like a browser game. This is the full map of Fallen London. You can go to different locations here, like oh yeah, the penny farthing. Yeah, you get one of those once you basically put enough time into the game. You yeah, that's not actually an interesting fact about the game, because the actual mechanics here aren't very interesting. Basically, you do these little storylets, like stupid one, like a marksmanship contest. Click here, and oh, the microtransactions. Good question. They do exist. Basically, you can buy something called Fate, which you can spend in a variety of ways, but usually it's to unlock new story content. Like, so you're not really like paying for a new hat, although sometimes you might get a new hat. Yeah, Fallen London is the game that Sunless is based on. Same company. Yeah, Sunless is they're directly connected. Like you can get stuff on your Fallen in London character that will then, you can get your Fallen London character can like do stuff that will then affect your Sunless Sea game later, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the microtransactions in the game are actually very non-obtrusive. You don't need them. That said, I do pay for a monthly subscription, Exceptional Friendship, which gets you a new unique story every month and lets you do twice as many actions in a day, and unlocks a bunch of cool little storylets. Yeah, the game is really all about just finding out the secrets of the people who live in this world, and telling your own character's story. Yeah, the cross-play between the two is pretty limited. I actually think they did it in a really really good way. Like the most substantial benefit that you get for a Sunless Sea character in Fallen London, you can unlock in maybe 15 minutes just paying through the intro. Yes. No, there are lots of jokes about the nature of exceptional friendship in Fallen London, and it's just a very charming, well-written game that I like to dick around at work. It's really the kind of thing that's best spent, every couple of hours, do a couple of actions while you're sitting around not doing anything at work. And there actually is some meaningful crossover with Sunless Sea in terms of content, in that, like, my character here has a ship and can go to different islands that are places you can go in Sunless Sea. Okay, let's see. I think the remote play thing is done installing. I really should have just streamed from my damn Mac and said, okay, the minor frame rate issues aren't that big of a deal. That is what I should have said. Instead of, no, I'll get out the nice computer. That's not actually nice. That barely works. Should have done that. How do I... Okay. All right. Anyway, let's see other neat stuff in Fallen London to just show you guys. Yeah, I mean, basically, they're just like, okay, yeah. Here's a good kind of overview of the countless quote-unquote stats you build up in the game. Here are, like, all the things my character has done. And each of these represents a neat little fun story. Neat little fun story. Blah. Yeah. Sunless Sea and Fallen London are really all about mood and atmosphere and not environmental storytelling. God, I'm just using gaming buzzwords. And the world building. That's what I meant. All right. Zombie Chocobo here has sent me has posted a very amusing little bit of Sunless Sea tragedy, in which he paid a bunch of intelligent tool-using rats to repair his ship, and it did not go well. Actually, we can just load that up there so everybody can see it, because I know some people watch stream archives later and don't have access to the chat. Yeah. Because whenever people are referencing something in the chat and you're watching an archive stream, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, oh, gee, it looks like, McDonald's and Burger King had a baby. Like, what the crap is that? I mentioned I'm really fucking tired, right? Yeah, sorry for blocking up the Hoojits at the top, but, yeah. Now, I guess I will, not being able to play Sunless Sea, I will explain why it was a mistake for Mr. Chocobo to have the rats repair his ship. See, the thing is, your ship should never take damage, and you need to get better at the game. No, I'm kidding. There are several different options in the London docks to repair your ships. And there are really only two you should ever use. Unless, well, if you're just starting out, I guess that's what... This is really the game teaching you a lesson that... shit like this is going to happen all the fucking time, so you better know what you're getting into. But yeah, so when you're playing the game, the only way you want to repair your hull is either using Admiralty favors, which you get just by finding new ports and writing port reports, and by doing the other thing. And the other way you can do it is if you have some extra echoes floating around, echoes being the currency of the game, you can just pay the expensive ship repairers to do it. The other options are usually worse for you than just going around with a damaged hull. Okay. Now then, let us see. If I can do that thing where I stream a game from another computer onto this computer, which I then stream to you. Okay, you were poor. Well, let me ask you this. How much damage did your hull take? Like, I mean, what percentage were you at? Oh, and secondarily, Admiralty favors you can get right at the beginning of the game. All you have to do is like just stop by at all of, like, you know, the 2 or 3 closest ports to London, go to the dock there, and then find the option for write a port report. Take those back to the Admiralty offices, and those will get you Admiralty favors. You can trade, I think, 2 of those for a full hull repair. Now, I know when I first started the game, I thought that, oh, these are rare, I better hold on to them. And that's true to a degree, but you're going to be swimming in those things if you're playing a character who, you know, uses the Admiralty as a source of money, which you really ought to be doing. What's going on? Okay. I better hold on to them, and that's true to a degree, but if you're playing a character who, you know, uses the Admiralty as a source of money, which okay, what the fuck? Really I hear my own voice. Oh my god, it's doing a full streamy weemy. Everything's streaming. Help. What's going on?
X.
Okay. I better hold on to them, and that's true to. Okay, Steam stream. To answer your question, rewind. Yes, your sailors can get shot and killed by rats because the rats make the best guns in. Basically, out of all of the different groups of people in the world of Sunless, the Rattus Faber, which is a lovely little reference to the whatchamacallit, the novel Homo Faber, tool-making rats, basically. It's going great. I realized I don't need to be playing the game to talk about it. It's brilliant. Now, I did leave port once because I am good at streaming. I mean, I really like to think of this as more of a kind of improvisational video game themed theater, where I get to talk about a weird little series of video games that I have not talked about with people on the internet. I might just start finding screenshots and talking about them. See, the reason I picked Sunless Sea is because this is the only damn game that I could think of that I had enough space to talk, that I could actually talk about for a while.